Howdy, Possum Patty here. Yepers, right here where you left me yesterday. Well, I did pull out a bunch of sort of farm themed papers and things, and I'm trying to get together a page for dear old dad, but I am using somewhere in this pile a picture from the book that I wrote about the tale of old Joe and his two wives, and I have a picture of dad and a part of the story. Yeah, so if you want to see me put this all together, come on along. I was looking through this little paper pack, 6x8, and this is by Simple Stories. I got this in a set from Peachy Cheap. Yeah, you remember I was talking about how I got that gnome set? I had to get the gnomes, right? Well, they came out with the Howdy set. So you know I had to get this. And I'm using it for my farm memory keeper. Yes, my little golden book farm memory keeper about the farm we had in Pennsylvania. I haven't worked on that in a while. Maybe I'll get back to that soon. But in the meanwhile, I was thinking of pulling out something like this. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I thought this was super adorable. And this could be Dad's old truck. We didn't have any sheep or pigs or cows. We did have a big garden and an old house and a barn. But if you missed that story about my dad and old Joe, I'll link that video below. That's really part 1, right? And today I'm putting together the page for everything I was talking about yesterday, because I didn't get to it yesterday. Here's a recollections pack. Front porch, it's got a farm vibe. See, chicken and eggs. Throw that on the floor. Fall orchard, this is sort of farm too. Apples, apple pie. A lot of apple stuff in this one. But that's mostly apples. Okay. Oh, and here's the bag of stuff. I didn't see any geese in here, but that's okay. I am using a picture of the geese that I did many years ago, and I just photocopied it onto some cardstock. And I'm going to cut this out and make a journaling card. And on the other side of the journaling card, I'm going to cut just this little section about old Joe over here. And yeah, so that's 2 elements right there. Oh, and the picture of Dad, that's 3 elements. That's got to go on something. And then, let's see, some bigger stickers on the farm. Bless this farm. Farm. Love my barnyard friends. That would be cute, wouldn't it? Love my barnyard friends. I don't know if I have room for it, but we'll put it on the side there. And there's more scraps of paper here. There's some chickens. And I think that's about it, yeah. Okay. Get a lot to work with here. We got lots of scraps of paper. Oh, here's some more paper. Oh, this is nice background. Some farmish stuff here. Strawberry farming. French country. That's a little too formal for what I want. Yes, okay. Let's see if I can work with the scraps instead of cutting something new. Looks like I took something out of that, right? I like this color, though. All right. We're eliminating things. We're throwing them on the floor. I'll pick them up later. Oh, this goes with this. That's nice. I don't think we need the chickens because we have the geese. So I'll throw that on the floor. Aren't you glad you're here to watch this? Probably should have done this in prep time, right? All I did was grab the stuff and throw it on the table. Okay. better. Oh, here's another one. Let's see. Oh, this is more Old West. Okay, we don't need that now. And here's a scrap-a-doo. We'll keep that, but we'll throw it on the floor. And let's get the journal. This is Emma, the Shabby Chic Summer Journal. There's Emma. All right, let's see. Things aren't in order anyway, and I had something for that page. I did not do my Easter journaling. That was Earth Day. And this was Susan's. Okay, I did a lot of flower stuff. So, well, we just skip ahead. I'll do a page right here. Okay. Step 1. What do I want to use as a background? How does this fit on the page? I could just put this down just like that, right? And then do everything inside of it. I love it and I want to use it. Do I like it with this color here? Do I want to cover up all that pink and purple? Well, if I'm going to cover up the whole page, I can flip back a section, right? I can cover up this purple with this color. I don't even know what you call this color. And then put this on like a pocket. I'm gonna do another pocket. Okay, I'm gonna cut this down to cover this entire page. And then I'm gonna put this on as a pocket. And then I'll do everything else on cards and stick them in. I cut this down, but I want to give it the same sort of decal edge that the paper underneath it has. So I'm just going to mark that because these pages are not even. And if it's not exactly the same, that is absolutely fine. I just want it to have the same kind of look. All right, so now I need to glue this down, but shall I sew the pocket on? Now I think this time I'm just going to glue it. I'm just gonna glue it. I'm going to put a thumb hole. Like that. Oh, what about the words? Love my barnyard friends. These are those puffy, three-dimensional, but you know what? I might put the words right on here. Let's see. I was pretty young when when we lived on this farm in the gatehouse. It's called the gatehouse because the whole mountain was like an estate. And there was a house about halfway up the mountain. And it had a barn and sheds and all kinds of things. And that's where we lived. And then the owners lived in the mansion at the top of the hill. I only remember going up there maybe once or twice. Well, that really changes the look of the page, doesn't it? Yes. All right, so, but I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac for the pocket. That's my rule of paper engineering. If it's a movable part or a pocket or flip, a fold, anything like that, that's actually functional, I'll use the Fabri-Tac because it's a little bit stronger. I just think that is so cute. Now, Do I want the words on there, or are they going to cover up too much of the design? Okay, Love My is pretty small. Love My. Now, Barnyard is kind of big. Love My. Put Love My way up here. And then Barnyard can go on the corn. And then Friends can go maybe on the sunflowers. Okay, we have a plan. I'm going to put it right there. Oh, I just noticed something. Oh, look what it says. Hey there, peeps. Oh, hey there, peeps. Hey there to all my possum peeps. Ooh, that's going to go on something. Okay. Barnyard. I'm going to put Barnyard on the corn so that I'm not covering up the animals. And I'm going to put Friends. I'm going to put Friends there. I could put Friends on the trucks down here. Put it right there. Love My Barnyard Friends. What does this have to do with Father's Day? I tell you, Possum Patty, you are too much. Okay. Now, that's cute. Look at that. Oh, I love that. Now we're going to move that out of the way and work on some journaling cards. Oh, this is moving right along. Okay. One thing I remember about living on this farm was our huge garden, and my grandfather came and stayed with us to take care of the garden. He was divorced from my grandmother, so she was off with her new husband, and he came to stay with us. And man, did we have a huge garden. And I just remember this. This is a very strange memory. Yes, and I remember taking the shaker of salt out to the garden and just sitting down, you know, in between the rows of vegetables and picking like spinach and putting salt on it and eating it. Green beans too. I think I ate some green beans that way and some spinach. Kind of like a self-serve salad bar. But I must have only been like 3 or 4. But I remember that. In the book I was reading last night, there is a story about the garden that's really funny, and my grandfather and all that. But I took those scraps and I cut them down so I can make some journaling cards. And I was looking at this polka dot paper and I'm like, oh, I love that. I'm going to use that for the background on this picture, which is an illustration from Old Joe that I did many years ago. And I wanted to turn it over. I'm like, oh, I love that side even more. So I'm going to use that side. Yes, just like that. And I'm going to glue these two together. And then on this side, I'm going to put this little blurb from the book American Gothic by Bernie Powell about Old Joe. And this is going to be one card. And then I did a little writing on this side. Father's Day 2024, remembering dear old Dad, looking at the black and white photos and reading stories from Bernie Powell's American Gothic. Dad always had a scheme to get something for nothing or to make some easy money. Moving to the farm on the Watmore estate probably fit into both of those categories. I do remember Old Joe and the turkeys. And I'm going to glue these together and just glue a picture of Dad right here. Right there. Like that. And put these in the pocket. Yes. Okay, but, oh, you know, I don't like this. It's all white. We gotta mess this up a little bit. Let me grab something over here we can distress. Grab my little container of inks and things. And just put a little bit of age onto here. Yes. Just look too clean. Okay. Oh, much better. Much better. I don't distress that much, do I? No, but sometimes you just got to do it. Oh, and there was a little roll of washi tape on the table here. Oh, here it is. And I was thinking about adding just like some tape in the corners, I think. And this was already sitting here on the table, but I think it'll go really nice with these greens and whatever color this is. Yeah. What color is that? Oh, I don't know. All right. Move some things aside. Step one, let's glue these two together. I use this old calendar as my glue surface, and then I flip the page and use the next one. And it's got this real shiny paper, so you kind of use the same page like over and over again. Works pretty well for a while. While I'm doing this, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I remember. Remember about the farm. I think my brother started kindergarten when we lived there. And if I remember correctly, it was a really small school that only had, you know, like 4 rooms in it or something like that. Yes, a very small school. I don't want to get the glue on the ink. And then I'll schmoo it for sure. Well, we had a pond on the property. I remember that. We had a little boat, little rowboat kind of thing. And Dad would go out there and catch fish all the time and bring them home, and we'd freeze them and have them to eat. Oh, I didn't do that exactly right, did I? And he also go gigging frogs. If you're from down south, you know what gigging frogs are. And then bring them back, and we'd have frog legs jumping in the fry pan. That was dinner. Yep, that was dinner. My father firmly believed in possum living, where you live off the land. What did the land have to offer you? And we'd be driving down the road, and Dad would stop the car and jump out and climb down into the ditch along the side of the road. And a little while later, his head would pop up, and he'd scramble up the side again and come back with a bunch of greens. He called them watercress. And go home and make some watercress soup. Do I have a sticker that says Dad? I'm thinking about putting this off center and leaving some space there to journal. I guess I did not see the inside of a supermarket for a long time. No. Certainly did not. You know, there were no McDonald's. Kids ate at home. We didn't have fast food. Well, like I said, fast food was going out to the garden, grabbing some spinach or green beans and eating them. That was your fast food. That was your fast food. Oh, I remember. Yeah, because I said Grandpa lived there with us on the farm. And I remember I was out by the barn one day, or the shed, whatever it was, big shed or a little barn. And there was a copperhead rattlesnake right by the door. And I must have froze. And my grandpa was right there. And he grabbed a pitchfork and kind of like swung it right over me. Got that snake. Yeah, I remember that. And I'm sure my father saved it for his friend Bernie, the gentleman who wrote the book, because he was a naturalist. And we were always saving things for him. Turtle shells and snake skins and whatever we found. Oh, he liked archaeology. We're always looking for arrowheads in the quarries and things like that. Okay, so I was thinking of putting something here, like Dad or something. Oh, I have letters. I do have tons of letters. I can do that. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's just get this one going. Make sure that's not sticky. Ooh, maybe I should use my ransom letters because, yeah, Dad would approve of that. All right, now this goes on here. And now we're going to put this on here. I remember our dog Maggie, and I kind of remember she was a mutt, but she held one ear up and one ear down. Of course, we don't have any pictures of anything. Okay, I want it going in this direction. What was I saying? What was I saying? Okay, and we're going to put little Patsy here. Yes, my father called me Patsy. Patsy. I can tell people it's because he liked Patsy Cline, the singer. I'm not sure why, though. Oh, I was talking about the dog Maggie. That's right. Talking about the dog Maggie. One ear up and one ear down. And the cat, for some reason, I remember an orange cat that I named Snowball. It wasn't a white cat. No, it was an orange cat. I don't know why, but I do things like that. I named the cat Snowball. Okay, these are still kind of wet. All right, I'm going to look for some letters to put over here. Now, if you're a new possum peep, you might be saying to yourself, ransom letters? What did Possum Patty just say? Ransom letters. What are those? And if you're a long-time possum peep, you're like, I know exactly what she's talking about. Well, for all you new possum peeps, welcome, welcome. Ransom letters are just letters that you cut from junk mail, magazines, newspapers, brochures, doesn't matter. Grab some junk, cut out the letters, and save them. And then when you need to make a word in your junk journaling, you have all of your letters ready to go. And this is part of Possum Living, because if you're using all free stuff to get your letters from, then that is definitely what we call Possum Living. Well, I believe I stuck this case into the cabinet sort of upended sideways, and some of the letters might have gotten a little mixed up. But that's okay. All we need is a D-A-D for dear old Dad. And we're going to put something right here. I'm going to put it sideways, D-A-D. Some of these are kind of small. I'm looking for some bigger ones. Got that kind of a D. Got that. Oh, I like that one. D. D-A-D. That's a good one, too. All right, there's a bunch of choices for D. Oh, there's more in here. I got this idea from Janet Nash. I'll link her channel below. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one and that one. Yes. Okay. There's my D's. Let me get an A. Whoops. That one matches that one too much. I like to mix them up and use, you know, different styles and different sizes like that. I probably shouldn't tilt this when I put it away. Well, the name ransom comes from, you know, like when you watch those old movies and there's a kidnapper and they kidnap the millionaire's child, and then they send a letter to the parents that, you know, they want $10,000 and they'll return the child, and they don't want their handwriting to be recognized in the letter, so they cut the letters out of a newspaper and they glue them down and they send it that way. That's where the name came from. Ransom. It's a ransom note. It's cut out letters like a ransom note. Now, they always show that in the old movies. I don't know how often that might have really happened in real life. But they always show it in the old movies. Yes, if you were a kidnapper, you cut your letters out of a newspaper and sent your note that way. I just cut these out quickly when I do that, and if I want to fiddle with them, I do that later. I kind of like this tall orange A though. Oh, I think I'll cut it down just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, now I need to glue those on. Ta-da! How quick and easy was that? Yes. And let's see. They're much drier now than they were a few minutes ago, of course. And we got little Patsy with her pet goose, Old Joe and his 2 wives. We got the story from the book about Old Joe. I didn't do the whole story. I just cut out a little section of it. And so we could just slip that in there. Oh, she's peeking out. That's cute. These are her barnyard friends. And it was on Father's Day that I was remembering these stories. So there's Dad. And I did my journaling. I just love a fun, colorful journal page just like this. I also love that I pulled all different elements: scrapbook paper, old photos, ransom letters, an image that I drew, some journaling, some stickers, and washi tape, and just put it all together. Well, I want to thank you for hanging in there for part 2 of, you know, the Father's Day special, remembering dear old Dad and reading from the story and the tale of Old Joe. Yeah. I had a lot of fun, and I appreciate your friendly company. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye. When in doubt, play dead. Life advice from an unexpected source. Let your creativity run wild. Who cares whether it's good or whether it's nonsense? You'll have fun making things. What you make might make someone smile.